Okay, hello there, and now we're gonna continue this BMW model, and we're gonna start the first part of modeling, and it's the hood. I'm gonna first go on the top view and add a plane. I do Shift A mesh plane, and I'm gonna enable screencast keys. Now I go in edit mode. I'm going wireframe. I'm gonna press GX1 to move it here, and now I can go. I'm gonna actually call it hood, and hood for the mesh as well. And here I'm gonna add mirror modifier, enable this edit mode option and clipping option, or maybe I don't need it. Okay, I'll leave it. It's important to have clipping for now, especially for hood. Now I can start placing vertices. I'm gonna place firstly at the very corners of it, like this, the very end points of it. Here it's gonna be around this point, and for this vertex it is here. First moment it's confusing and you may think that you should place here, but I've found out that I tested it, checked from all views, and this point is better. Okay, we have set up them in top view. Now I'm gonna go in side view and take this vertex up to here and go in front view. For this vertex it's actually better to use this view. Yeah, we have incompatibility in heights. Do we? We don't seem to have one. Okay. I'm gonna kinda use this image. It seems that they are not 100% accurate in the placement. Okay. Here I'm gonna place it around this point, and for this thing the most important is top view, and then I can place it here in this view. Yeah, this view seems to be a bit too low. I have no idea why. Okay, this reference may not be 100% accurate. I must check it. Comparison to this view. Yes, it's the matter of reference, not placement. Okay, we can't do anything to it, so we'll have to stick with that problem, kind of. Here we place like that. Yeah, the side reference seems to be a bit off. Okay, that's not what I wanted, but I can stick with it. Well, okay. We have this basic hood geometry. Now we're gonna firstly adjust it like this. Add loop cuts actually. Control R for loop cut, and place them like this. First cut is gonna look like this, and I'm gonna switch to this view to adjust the Z placement, and here like this. Now we can quickly get on to the next loop cut, which is gonna be nearby. Yeah, here at that point we have a bit more of detail, so we are adding more cuts like this. It seems to be like this. We can't use side reference for now. Sad. But okay, we can't do anything with it. Yeah, you can see that the distance here is higher than here. I don't know why, but the author has missed a bit with this. How we accidentally touched this caps? No. Okay. But it will look fine anyways. Now we can not focus. Oh, sorry, I pressed wrong key. You don't need to focus here on the detail that much anymore, because there we have that little downwarding piece and forwarding, while here we have no pointless detail, only what we need. Now I'm gonna start slightly moving it inwards here, and now I'm gonna add one more cut here, and we can go on like that continuously. Place it. Try to match the outlines as much as possible. The better they fit the outlines, the easier it will be to model the rest of the parts, because we'll have to fit them together. Okay, now I'm gonna keep adding loop cuts like this. So, this one around here, and then place it here like this. Move it downwards and this one upwards. Go on top view again, and add next loop cut. As you can see, this loop cut already must be the one who starts here and ends here. This means that we need to add, I'm gonna correct those a bit. We need to add one more loop cut here, otherwise the straight line there ruins the look. Sometimes you need to donate some of the polygons for the sake of performance. I'm sorry, you need to donate the performance and add polygons that sacrifices the performance for better appearance, but one loop cut doesn't change much. And then we need one more loop cut there, or several of them. Actually, we'll need two of them. One which reaches here and rounds it at this point. Oh, yeah. We placed there. You can see it's like this. It's for better curvature. And then we add one more loop cut, which will round it here a bit. So basically at this point it adds better shape, and here it will also correct it a bit. I'm gonna move it here even more, and in front view I'm gonna move it upwards for something more like a curve. Yeah, this vertex must be placed here at the lamp. Like this, they must fit the lamp. And now, oh, sorry, I pressed what I didn't need to. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna select this vertex and press E to extrude. Place it like this and fill this up. And go in top view. Whoa, I'm pressing wrong keys too often. Okay, now I'm gonna check it in this view. You can see currently it kind of looks weird because it is only subdivided in that direction. We also need to add geometry in sideways direction. So I'm gonna start loop cutting here. First loop cut is gonna be at this point where those vertices starts. It's good to place like that. Also, we're gonna use knife to create that thing there. Now I'm gonna place those vertices to maximally match its current curvature directions and the appearance of it, like this. I don't need them here like that anymore. I need to solidify them a bit. Now I go to the front view and I can adjust those things. For hood, in most cases you move vertices upwards in front view like this. In most cases when you need to adjust them, you move them up, because that's the most correct thing I can think of even here. It will make the curvature of it, make it more curvy. Here we actually had it around this part, this height, because we made it to adjustly fit this thing. Here we can move it upwards a little bit more. And now, when we go out to this view, we can start seeing at this part some more accurate basic geometry getting started. Now I'm gonna return to this model and start adding one more loop cut here. Move it. I'll try to maximally arrange the loop cuts to maximally fit those geometric shapes, like this hole. Now I'm gonna again start placing vertices sideways there. This can start to become a long and boring process, but you must make yourself ordered and work actively until you get wanted results, and you shouldn't give up, I think. So I go inside view. I can't actually manage that much as I can manage here. For the hood, it's mostly what helps you is front view and top view. Side view doesn't do that much help for you. Okay, as you can see, I'm starting to get that nice curvature there, those little curves, and then I can now adjust them as I did there, maximally fit the geometry to that thing. We must try to fit geometry to specific objects. That's why we're lucky to have detail in reference, because then we can maximally assign or straight lines, which makes the curvy geometry, to maximally fit those things. That way we can actually easily get the correct curvature, correct surface, the correct appearance of surface, correct angles and so on. For now we have this hood, this type of looking hood. Now I'm gonna add, before I add new loop cuts, we want this to be kind of separate. I'm gonna press key for knife tool and then knife it here. Go in front view, and then I can actually drag those down a bit, and those as well. Go into side view. No, you can't tell much about them. They should be down like this. Okay, maybe not that much now. Yes, it will make all the other loop cuts look better. We can actually have a bit of geometry like this facing outwards. If there's detail like that, it's better to have that rather than trying to adjust those loop cuts hardly. It's better to add more polygons rather than destroy the appearance or add 10 hours of work to additional 10 hours or even 20. So it's better to workflow and make it look as much as it should do in real life. and if it has that part separate there, like here, it's kind of separate from it, and it's like little piece there, and then you should try to make it look like that. Now I'm gonna place those again, adjusting them a bit, and again front view, sorry, and place those where it says upwards again and again and again. It can get boring actually. But once you know your target, you have a destination a target and a point for doing this. Like for me, I'm gonna use it in my game as a car model, so I have some kind of motivation which should help me. There's one more space for them, so I can actually move all of those up a bit here and move those up, especially these, like this. Okay, and now let's add more loop cuts until we get fine with our geometry. Now I'm gonna fit that line there. Again, line up here. Do some adjustments all around the object until you get your most likely finest results. And go back to the front view again, and again move vertices up. Make them move up, make them grow, and make them create nice curves there. Just try to make those lines look as fluid as possible, because car geometry is based on fluidness, making the air resistance lower. So the more fluid your car will look, the actually better it will look. So you know what you should do. You should make it look fluid. And currently I'm doing it. I'm trying to make it look as fluid as possible. Of course, at all moments you have some incompletenesses down there. You have to stick with them and try to approach them to get rid of all of them. Adjustments help. All those good things can help you a lot. Adjusting a single vertex can actually save your model, so make sure that all the vertices are fine. I'm gonna leave it like this for now and keep loop cutting until I get the desired results. I'm gonna now try to match those as much as possible to those 5 vertices there. Nothing else but just those and nothing else matters. Okay, I am kind of thinking that this is coming along nicely, but I must still see how the hood will look when I finish it. Currently kind of matches what I am seeing in the reference. I think so. At least I think so. So let's again do our usual stuff. Those were fitted to this line, if I recall correctly. Those are just go along like this. Now it's almost straight there, yeah, like it does in the real BMW M3. Now I'm gonna go in top view and add a few more loop cuts. So next loop cut here. It's important that you do it No, you don't. It's important that you don't add too many loop cuts, because then it will have too high poly count, which can um, cause your game's performance to really be ruined. You'll spoil your game's frame rates. If you're making a model for rendering, you can still reference on this tutorial, but then you will probably want to add more detail. I'm aiming for something like around 10,000, maybe 15,000 poly car. While for render engine, you can afford even up to 100,000 polygons. Yeah, numbers like that. Okay. And I guess I need one more look at there. I'm gonna go inside view and compare. And yes, in all terms of good looking model, I need one more look here and move it even in that direction more likely. Final adjustments here to gain the correct geometry. Now you can adjust all of the vertices. While you are still able to, you should adjust as much as possible. The more work you have done, the less there's chance to adjust the vertices. Of course, later we'll have to go through the model in the very last part to fix some incompletenesses. But that will be a bit different story. For now, let's just move through all the modeling works that we can and see what we got there. And for some reason those looks a bit strange, because they seem to be a bit different on top view rather than side view. But in other terms, it seems to be fine. If you wish, you can actually, I'm gonna do it. Here, it seems it would look fine with one more loop cut. So I'm gonna do Control R again here, with more on this way even. Curve this thing out. Make everything curvy. Cars, basically curves. Just curves. It's the fact that makes the car look as it does. It is the curviness of car. If it would not be curvy, it would look like a bird box. Okay, we have this type of hood here, and now important thing to do now is add this thing that is like pulled up. Yes, it is. I can use the existing geometry here for it. I hope that it won't change the general appearance match, because it shouldn't. I'm gonna fit those vertices to it, and I'm gonna now adjust them here a bit, because here, for example, we don't need them to be so placed so close each to other. We better choose to get wider geometry here to better make the general form, and having those vertices there in the middle can't help with it. So you need to try to maximally use vertices correctly, like I'm trying to do right now. Now I'm gonna go in front view again. For the very rear vertices, I'm gonna just hate if there's any need. There doesn't seem to be any. Okay, now let's take and adjust the height of different vertices down here to fit middle thing, that excrement, that extruded part of it. It's actually just a thing that's placed upwards. So it's simple to do. You just move vertices up, like this, and we have our, yes, and it looks fine. It's hard to notice for now. I'm gonna go in this view. Even harder to notice. Okay. Later it will be more noticeable. And the last thing that I'm gonna do is those holes. For them, so I'm gonna use knife tool. It's the key. What I'm gonna do is gonna use the existing geometry and keep using it. Just adjust it. It's good that you can use existing geometry like this. I have cut it. And remember to never ever have polygons with more than 4 vertices, like this one. It has 6 vertices. It will look awful. You must always split it, otherwise it will spoil your model. I can adjust those vertices here, and now try also make sure that you don't have geometry like this. Quad with inverting vertex. It will also ruin the appearance of your model in general. Well, now once we've created the outlines of this thing, this whole type of thing, we go in front view and adjust it, because once we get new geometry we can again adjust it to maximally fit the reference. I just noticed I didn't do one more knife cut, because here it's again wrong. And you shouldn't be afraid of triangles. They won't do anything bad. But polygons with more than 4 vertices, they'll ruin the shading. So better don't even think about them. They're like your scariest nightmares. They're stalking you, and they're trying to find a chance to ruin your model. So don't challenge them. I ask you, please don't be a fool and don't challenge those. If you want to improve the geometry of it, you can now cut some triangles in half like this, and then you can make it more round, which is good. I'm gonna also add it here, otherwise it looks kind of flat there. I'm gonna split it like this. No, I'm gonna set it here. Okay. Again, you can just keep adjusting if you need to. Okay, and now I'm gonna select this face. I'm gonna press E to extrude and S for scale. Why do we do it? Because we want our vertices to be simply accessible. Here you can see how it looks like. It moves inward here, and this is a part which you can see. It's actually this big, so we must move those vertices on that direction. Here it goes underneath this part. I'm gonna place those vertices like this. You should try to maximally keep them look as fine as possible. And what's the last thing is, you select this face again, go inside view, and take it downwards. You can go in front here as well. I'm gonna scale it 0 at z-axis. And now we have it there, but currently it kind of ruins it, because we need one thing around there. It's what's known as edge split, because there is a sharp edge geometry. Alternative, actually better ways, making it, for example, bevel. But for game, especially for such a small detail, we don't want to have extra geometry, because it will add, as much as there are edges, as much quads it will add, and it will add very much worse geometry. We can just go mesh, edges, edge split. This thing that shouldn't be that high, I think. And I can rotate it around the x-axis a bit. And well, most basically this is it. We're not gonna add those, like, you know, those little planes there which are placed parallelly now, because we're gonna add them later when we're gonna bake out normal maps from it. For now, I'm gonna adjust this model, and if you wish, you can edge split here on the bottom as well. I'm gonna do it because I want the geometry to look better. Wherever it is not that visible, I'm not gonna edge split, because edge splitting doubles the vertex count at a certain point, actually. So having too much edge splits can cause you to have too much geometry. For me, in my opinion, this hood looks kind of decent. If you want to, you can still do some adjustments. Like I just noticed here, it should be more curvy like this. It shouldn't be that sharp at that point. I know how the original BMW looks like. I have seen it in images, and you may actually oftenly want to take a look at images to see better how the car in real life looks. Now, yeah, you can see that we have created the basic geometry of hood. Well, there are some sharp edges around this thing. I'm gonna take a look if it will look better if we edge split. Of course, it does look better, because original BMW has that kind of sharpness there. But since I'm gonna bake out normals for this, I'm not gonna leave it there now. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there for now, but once we're gonna get to the normal bake, I'm gonna remove it immediately, because I don't want to waste geometry. And normal map will make that sharpness, because we'll create another high poly geometry model where we'll make those edges be very sharp by actually making them kinda how bevel, little round. We'll increase the geometry around and make it curvy there. And so I'm gonna remove it once we get to the baking, but for now I'm gonna leave it for better appearance. And yes, this is it. So we have our hood finished, and it's basically ready geometry. We'll have to still adjust it, because at this point it doesn't look that well. For now, I'll assume that the top view has a bit of wrong thing there, and I'm gonna more like lead to this and make it not that altering, because in my opinion it shouldn't look like that. Okay, we're gonna get to that later and adjust all of the geometry there, but for now this is it. We have our hood there, which is almost finished geometry, which will just require a bit of tweaking, but in general it's done. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this modeling with me and this little tutorial. I hope you learned something, because I did. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.